You ain't never heard one of my songs.
Pause. Said George's a little weird.
All right, and we on. Here we go. We rolling on all fours. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the TNT Talk Show. I am your host, Professor Showtime, and I am here today with... Nobody's going to feed off of that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
I thought you introduced people on your show, man.
Oh, we still working on it.
Man, I guess your guess ain't important. You know what I mean? Like, damn.
I thought that you were going to introduce me.
Like, yo, don't nobody know who you is, so you going to have to tell them. Go ahead, tell them.
I just ain't know what you wanted to be called, and I ain't want to call you something you ain't want to be known by.
Oh, bad. Okay.
You can't make up a name now.
No, I'm not going to make my name. I'm Triston, you know. You know.
You like you was thinking about it.
Nah, Triston. You could just call me Triston for the most part, you know.
Okay.
I've had many nicknames, but just like I don't like to call people.
What was your favorite nickname?
Oof. You could just call me.
No, go with the oof. We want to know that one. Don't try to sidestep. Bro.
Yeah, when you thought you was the coolest?
I always just just call me T. If you want that, it's never like really like a
T. That ain't like a good nickname. Like a short, like that ain't like a.
As a skateboarder, you really don't have a skateboarder name, like for real.
People call me by my Instagram nickname, but I hate the alias, Triston H.
I feel like you've heard one, but you're just
Triston
not
H,
letting it out.
That's not an alias. That's your whole name. What's your first name? What's your last name?
I'm just saying that's what my Instagram was for a while, and I guess people just
that extra laugh's really gonna hit.
Yeah.
I don't know. On Instagram, like my Instagram handle was Triston H Design, and so people saw me and saw, they just knew my name was Triston, so it was just like, oh hey, Triston.
I'm not gonna lie, branding your name though is way more like down the line is gonna be more beneficial for you. Cause me branding myself as Showtime, that's so generic. It's like 1,000 Showtimes on Instagram. So you being you, at the end of the day, you only got to compete with like probably one other person.
Yeah, but if you was Miami Showtime, or you was Palmdale Showtime.
Well, I went with Party with Showtime. That's
there you go. So there ain't how many Party with Showtimes are there? So don't minimize your you can maximize who you are. You can talk yourself right out of fucking business. Anybody can do that. It's really about the effort you put into making that brand relevant. You know what I mean? You got the Lil Baby, the Baby. Nobody thought somebody with the baby in their name was gonna make it after Lil Baby, but the Baby, that nigga believed he was, and he did.
There's Baby Drill now.
Yo, it's mad babies now. Everybody got babies and littles. You know what I mean?
But for sure.
I love the name my mama gave me. That's
ladies and gentlemen, Triston.
Yeah.
I gotta move that closer. We gotta try to figure that out. I need like right here.
Yeah, because it's kind of like you right in the camera going like, that's like holding up the sign. Everybody clap. Like them seeing the sign.
He be shooting.
Nah, I'm respect, just, like the whole thing is that you have to be very realistic with anything you do, because if you do not point out all of the negatives in what you do, best fucking believe somebody else gonna point them out. Right. So it's about identifying all the negatives. Anything that I do, anything I go into, I could be sitting there and, Shake might hit me and be like, yo, man, I got this building and we can do this and we can do that. And the first thing I'm going to do, not to be negative, but I'm naturally just going to start talking about all the reasons why it won't work. Because the goal is to talk and come out with the conclusion that it will definitely work. And we put every single thing on the table that could possibly happen or be fucked up.
And if you can answer those questions, you'll be prepared for it. So if it does happen,
you
already got a plan A, B, and C.
Yeah, for sure. So we're sitting here, we're filming. You're on camera, you hitting the button, you making the people laugh. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, those are the mistakes, the trials, the errors.
Right.
You know what I mean? That we see. So it's like, hey, we can't ignore it moving forward. And I say that to say, stop everything right now and let's move it. Because the rest of the whole episode is gonna be you reaching for it and tapping it. You know what
Well,
I mean?
honestly, I wasn't even gonna use it anymore.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, if you feel like it
Nah,
adds
it
to
just
the
seemed
show,
like you
the
had a
demeanor-
natural. I mean, because what it really shows is that we need a producer. You know what I mean? You can't host and produce from the same exact seat. It's
And every
impossible.
time we do this, we realize there's something.
Yeah, and
it's
that's how
something,
you
and it's
get
something.
and that's how you get it to be mastered. Like, hey,
Right.
we're not sitting here trying to take this to the masses right now and try to sell anything to them. You know what I mean? You got to look at it and say, yo, like, we have the ability. One, you have the ability to have a moving set. You can create this, so that can be the unique thing to say, yo, the podcast will never have the same exact set. You know what I
Right.
mean? Yeah, you get used to Drink Champ set, or you get used to these other sets, but now you actually open up a door to say, hey, you know what? Would y'all be willing to pay us to come and shoot our podcast and use your business as the backdrop, which would be free advertisement for y'all also? You know what I mean?
That was our original game plan. Remember I told you we need to go club to club?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for the confirmation, though. Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Even said we were gonna go
you're
on
gonna
yachts.
you're gonna get kicked. You're gonna get resistance from trying to go club to club. You know what I mean? So it's for you to go beyond club for club and say, yeah, what is the common what is a beautiful backdrop? You know what I mean? Like, let's go, how can we go get a generator and set this up on the beach where we're right on the sand doing a live podcast from the sand with the ocean in back of us? What do we need to do to drown out that ocean sound that's going to stop us from being able to even record by the pool? You know what I mean? It's about pointing out all those things that are going to put you in a different, you know, how do we
Thinking
do
forward.
something different? You know what I
Thinking
mean?
forward.
Yeah. How, like, you know, you got to think about, there's nothing new under the sand. So, like, the people who get the riches are the people that look at something that is already in demand and then they make it more convenient. They make it more relative. They make it more relatable to the common person. So it's like, yo, you know, like, damn, we're shooting our podcast live on the sand. And guess what we're shooting today?
I said that, didn't I, on the beach? I was like, yeah, let's go to the beach, you know.
Yeah, but we're shooting live on the sand, and we have these models out here, and there might be some girls that, you know, we had to pay $200, $250, but come out here in your bathing suit, sit down here, talk about your regimen. How did you become this beach babe and all this other stuff? And then you just title it the right way, and then it becomes clickbait.
And
you know what I'm saying? It's like I tell him, right? You can go out here and try to shoot the perfect music video. Somebody can give you, you know, a $100,000 budget for you to go put mansions and airplanes and all of these things inside of your music video. And you can post it and you might get 20,000, you know, you might get 2,000 views, 20,000 views, or you may get 1 million views. But there's somebody who sat on the beach and fucking just filmed a chameleon changing colors, and that shit got 36 million views. You know what I mean? Because a chameleon changing colors is more clickable than, you know, lazy killer's new video with, you know what I mean? Like, that's not, my man got a video out. You know what I mean? My other man got a video.
I'll say this though, if like with a budget like that, if you actually do use the budget for what it's for, normally that
you
quality
still have to be relevant.
No, of course.
Because the whole point is this: there are plenty of people out here who are spending a bag to be relevant, and they're not relevant because you yourself have to be interested. And the time that we're in right now, there's a short attention span. So it's like, hey, you can spend all of that money to create this marketing campaign, but this motherfucker went outside and let a nigga hit him in the nuts with a baseball, and the whole world laughed at it, and now he got a new album coming out next week because he made himself famous overnight. Because he was willing to get hit in the nuts with a baseball and let the world laugh at him. Because violence and humor get more views than talent any fucking day, unless you're already famous. And the reason for that is because how many rappers and people you know trying to make it in Showtime and trying to make it in entertainment?
It's about maintaining.
Like,
5 out of every 7 friends.
How many you know? So the point is how do your friends who are already rappers become fans of my friends who are rappers? They can't unless my friends that are rappers have a cosign from somebody that's already on, that's already relevant, and you figure out how your rappers can make money off my rappers. But other than that, everybody's trying to eat in their own pods, in their own little fields that niggas ain't gonna not even acknowledge nobody else. So therefore, this is why talent doesn't make it anymore, bro. Talent don't make it anymore because there's so many groups of talent that there's no windows or support for the true talent to push a motherfucker into mainstream unless a mainstream person grab you and pull you.
Well, yeah. Well, I feel like the talent, like you said, the talent is being overshadowed, but a lot of these people rapping really don't have the talent necessary to be an artist. You know, one of the things that I tell people is like, they don't put no effort into it.
But the ones with the talent are the ones that aren't on. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Right, I agree with you.
So what I'm trying to tell you, the industry is that if the talented people realize you got to figure out your equivalents to getting hit in the nuts with a baseball. I'm not telling you go out here and paint your hair blue, but find your equivalents to painting your hair blue. Find something that's within your integrity, within your who you want yourself to be represented as, and do something to make yourself relevant, because these labels are no longer going to give you money to develop who you are when this motherfucker's popping up overnight because they did a little dance on TikTok. When we walk into record labels now, the first thing they say, do you have a TikTok? How many followers do you have on TikTok? Because all these labels care about is what is your relevance and how can I make money with you today? We're not developing anybody anymore. Unless they seen some little child prodigy that could fucking play 9 instruments and they want to develop them and wait and protect them or whatever the case, then yeah, that's one thing. But now, no, this industry is about what can I make from you right now, today. And it's getting to the point that the film industry is following along with the fucking music industry and doing the same thing. Hollywood is terrified because how do we compete against the digital platform? How do we compete when a motherfucker can make a film, post it on his page, and he can go get more money than we're willing to fucking pay him to be in our movie? And then not only that, you have more and more platforms popping up every single goddamn day. So Hollywood is terrified, bro. Terrified because they don't know how to compete with the amount of content that is being created on a day-to-day basis. It's just about what is your content about and how interesting is your shit that's going to make me click on it.
So being in the film industry, I'm glad you brought that up. Do you stand with Kanye when he says that the majority of Jews own it and that they use their power and influence to like keep ownership?
Here's my take on it, right? It is no secret that the Jewish community created the entertainment business. So my view on it is this, right? If I choose to join a field, I have to pay the taxes and the fees that come along with joining that field, or I do not have to join it, right? If there was no platform to make money as a rapper, as an actor, or any of those things, and there was a group, a business that came along and they created that platform, and I'm over here making hundreds of millions of dollars underneath that platform, what the fuck am I even talking about? They're supposed to make more money than me. They're supposed to be, quote unquote, raping me. That's what they started the business for. If I started a fucking bakery, it ain't for everybody who work at the bakery to make the same goddamn thing I'm making. If I franchise it out and I have franchise fees and you choose to join and want to be a baker under my baking service, then they come with these fees. But it's also giving you a financial ability to take care of your family from some shit that you couldn't do without me creating this business. So that's what the whole thing is kind of like, yo, I just started this nightclub, right? Now everybody, was what I was saying earlier, right? I gotta pay $50,000 a month for that club, no matter fucking what. The water bill, the electric, the staff, everything that comes in it, no matter fucking what. So how do you think I feel when the bathroom attendants, the Rose people, the security, everybody is making some side money on the side and I'm not getting 10 cents of it?
Or sharing in your losses.
They're not sharing in my losses. They're just gaining off of my ability to create the space for it to be here. So if I wanted to go and say, nigga, give me 80% of everything you made, you should still be grateful that you was able to make 20% at ease in a fucking place that was provided for you. I created the opportunity. Because if they decide to say, you know what, fuck that, we shutting all this shit down. We closing the banks. We gonna shut the music industry down. We shutting Hollywood down. Everything would have been fucking completely different. All of these people who have become multimillionaires off of their ability to rap, sing, you know what I mean, do whatever they do, no matter what the culture is. The music business is not just black people. It's not just Spanish people. It's not just white people or Jewish or whatever type of artists that are being raped, quote unquote, as what's supposed to be the problem, that they're being raped financially. Let's clarify that. They're being raped financially from the industry. That's across the board. Taylor Swift ain't getting raped less than Kanye was. Taylor Swift wasn't worth $6 billion.
That's a logical way to look at it for sure.
Bro,
taking all the emotion out of it.
You got to take the emotion out of it and say, yo, I created a business that doesn't require you to wake up from 9 to 5 like your mother and father and your grandparents and have to do this. I created a business that doesn't require you to lose fucking sleep overnight figuring out how to pay everybody their royalties, how to create the system so we can keep track of how your music is even making money in the first place. That those systems is what the money is worth. The reason why Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos and all of those are worth so much money is because of the systems that they created. Bill Gates bought all of these patents of software. So everything you want to do, you want to go and create this app, you want to do this, you want to do that. Guess what, nigga? He created the Silicon Valley in India. And he saved these companies $40 billion to be able to do it. So he's eating off all of the technology that's being created. Not because he was brilliant, but because there was a developer who had it and he said, you know what, you need some money here, go check. I got $50,000 for you.
Okay, I got a follow-up for you. So with that being said, Kyrie, another one, he's playing in the NBA. He reaps the benefits of what the NBA is. As you just said, it's a business.
Yeah.
Do you feel it's right to, now that you're providing him that opportunity, does he still have to like obey you in every sense?
It's not about obeying.
Or is it about scoring for you?
No, it's about understanding that this business is about generating revenue, right? You play basketball, and so you play basketball, and because you play basketball, we were able to get a very big lucrative deal to have you on TV and have these teams on TV every night. Commercials and people pay, products pay. That's who pay you. I don't technically pay you. Yeah, I pay you, but my pay comes from the products that I'm able to generate money off of by creating this game. So the whole thing is what are you speaking on it for? For what? What did you gain? What do you think your people gained? What enlightenment do you think you brought people by being controversial? A lot of people are just being controversial. People aren't being realistic and real about the times of what the world truly is. My nigga, the world is fucked up. Racism exists. It'll never be changed unless we as black people decide to say, you know what, we want to segregate.
True.
If we decide to say, you know what, we don't give a fuck about Gucci, we don't give a fuck about Louis, we don't give a fuck about Prada, that shit ain't worth nothing. But because what makes me a more better nigga than you is how much white shit I got over you. How many materialistic things can I go purchase to show that I am better than the next black man?
You know they made him into a billionaire during COVID.
Yeah.
The owner of Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
He's now a billionaire.
Yeah.
They was
But if
spending
you
all
take
that
the
federal
black
money.
the thing is this, if you take the black dollar, the black shopping dollar away from any product, it cannot be number one, bro. Ever. And the thing is that we are really sheep when you look at it, because they literally designed the entire system on how they gonna sell to us. They play against us completely against our mental, bro. In every aspect, we are dominant, except when it comes to our thought process. Because they defeat us mentally. And then we live content with what we have and what we don't have. However, if I can go get this Louis, I can get this Gucci, I'ma laugh at FUBU. I'ma laugh at the shit that Showtime made, because I know Showtime. Why would I give Showtime shit value? So it's almost like when you start to shop your shit, you gotta go to niggas and tell them, yo, I just was in fucking China, and nigga, I saw the sheiks and these niggas was wearing these shits out there. So I was like, I'm gonna bring it back here. You almost gotta tell a nigga, yo, this company hired me to come do marketing for them. So niggas will say, yo, hook me up. Because if you tell a nigga, I'm starting this company, these is my designs, nigga not gonna support you, but a nigga don't wanna miss the hookup. He don't wanna see you take off without him.
There's some that will, though. And I'm speaking for myself.
If they're your people. I'm not saying all people. What I'm saying is this.
Majority.
So what I'm saying is this,
That's
right?
majority vote, definitely.
What I'm saying is you'll find a friend in somebody, you'll find more of a friend in somebody who supported you than you'll find support in a fucking friend. Somebody who came and believed in you and invested in you will become a better friend to you than a friend you already had that refused to invest in supporting you.
Or a family member.
Yeah.
Somebody you're related to.
Yeah.
Somebody that it benefits too.
Yeah. Yeah. But the whole thing is this, right? You can't blame anyone for them not believing in what it is that you're doing, right? You just have to know that, yo, I believe in it enough to make it a reality. And when it becomes a reality,
no offense.
No offense, bro. That's been off.
Yeah, can you just
I had him check it once.
turn it back on? I'll throw you a little something when we finish. Just